Welcome to the ill blur. Maddie shoo-be-doo-doo. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to Ill Blur. Maddie, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My returning subscribers, Ill family, thank you so much for returning, commenting, liking is gladly appreciated. New subscribers, welcome to the channel. Let's get right into it. The movie DayShift starring Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx's character in this movie is very interesting, very different, but also let's talk about it. So pretty much Jamie Foxx plays this vampire hunter, well, pool boy slash vampire hunter. So during the day, he's making money doing stuff with swimming pools. During the other part of the day, he's a vampire hunter. I did like the approach to it, and it's a very interesting movie. And it starts off interesting when he gets into the fight with the vampire. That was phenomenal. I was like, yo, that was one type of movie. I was like, yo, Bud, Jamie Foxx's character is Bud. It was very interesting how they introduced him and showed you the different sides of his life. You know what I'm saying? Career-wise, you got the career, then you got the side hustle. Also, we're introduced to some other characters, and let's talk about the other characters that are introduced into this world. And also, it takes place in California, La Viva, California at that. I love that this movie had LA music, you know what I'm saying? It started off with the Tupac California Love remix, has some Nipsey Hussle, has some other LA tracks on there. So it had the LA vibe, and even just showing the scenery of LA. I thought that was really cool that they illustrated that in the film. But let's talk about the other casting. So Jocelyn, which is played by Megan Good, she is the wife of Bud, pretty much. And then we have Seth, which is played by James Franco. He is the union rep. And also Snoop Dogg is the movie. So there's a solid casting in the film. And I really love when we have a solid casting of actors. And they seem to brought their A game with this movie when it came to the acting. Megan Good, she acted like a wife. She's also a mother in the movie. And also Jamie Foxx has a daughter character for Bud, which was really cool. So I like when movies have the solid acting and it looked really good. But now let's talk about the next thing where this movie drew influences from. So the next thing about this movie drew influences from quite a bit of movies. John Wick for one, Blade, and if anyone's seen Zombieland, it had those influences. Like when I looked at the movie, I was like, okay, that's John Wick. Okay, this is Zombieland. Yep, Blade. So I love that it drew from other movies. And it didn't necessarily like take over. Like it wasn't like, yo, this is a whole John Wick film. Yo, and then it also had a bit of comedy in it too. So I love that it had a nice amount of genres in it that really worked out for the film. And pretty much it's a revenge story. So what happens is Bud ends up killing one of the vampires and doesn't realize that this vampire that he killed was someone's daughter, and the mother is not happy. So the mother takes the revenge in her own hands, and she hires other vampires to look for Bud, but also she kills one of Bud's comrades to get some information out of him. So we do see that. Also in this movie, we're introduced to, like I said, Seth. Seth is James Franco's character. He's kind of like this nerdy union rep guy that's like strict to the rules type of thing. And you can tell he wasn't used to like killing vampires. So pretty much Bud is showing him the way how to kill vampires. And also I love that we're introduced to Snoop Dogg's character, Elliot. Elliot's kind of like the lone wolf vampire hunter. And I love that his machine, his actual Gatling gun, had like Big Bertha on it, which was really cool. Also, let's talk about the vampires too. I love how creepy the vampires looked in this movie and how fast when it came to their reflexes and how they were fighting. That was well thought of. When I seen vampire movies, I've seen quite a bit, but these right here, I was like, yo, they're super fast and stuff like that. The reflexes, I thought that was really cool that they had that angle to the movie. And just how they were combative, you know what I'm saying? Like, like even when you cut their head off, they still can like reattach their head and stuff. I know it's a little creepy, right? But it's the truth. I love what they did with the vampires. I was like, This is terrific. I like these effects and how they got the vampires looking all creepy and stuff. And like I said, I forgot to mention, let's talk about the villain. One thing I loved about this movie, we're introduced to the villain. We understand her reasoning and logic of why she does the things she does. She's pretty much trying to bring all the vampires back to her community. She's a real estate agent. Shockingly, I was like, what? She's in real estate, and all she wants is to get revenge on Bud because Bud killed her daughter. And I gotta say, towards the middle end of this movie, it was a nice amount of action, right along with the comedy. I think that really flowed with this film, to be honest with you. And I like when they have films where it's like the action and the comedy kind of come together like a marriage, which was really good. But let's talk about the ending of the film. So I really love the ending of the film. I felt like they had a resolution. Bud did what he needed to do to keep his family in California because his wife was trying to leave California and stuff, and the daughter. I like that we saw pretty much him having the money. He finally got the money. He defeated the villain. I think Snoop Dogg, I was surprised he survived. That was the most interesting. His character, Elliot, you see him at the very end. So I was like, ooh, Elliot survived. Now, let's talk about that rating. In the rating, I got to give this a B+. I truly enjoyed this film. If you want something that's got action, comedy, and it draws from other movies like John Wick, Blade, Zombieland, this may be for you. But this is your boy, Ill Blurred. Man, guys, thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Until next time, have a great one, guys. I'm out.
If you made it to the end of the video, you are the real MVPs. Oh.